Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 9 o'clock on this fabulous Friday morning, and you are watching me, Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info. We are a 501c3 nonprofit where every week we bring you information that you or someone you know needs to know about. And I am going to be talking about our huge event that is coming up that truly you don't want to miss. So hit the like button, the share button, all those social media cues, because we want to get this information out to as many people as possible so that more folks can get the information they need. Now, as you all know, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we could not do this without the support of our sponsors. So a big thank you to Point 32 Health Foundation, United Healthcare, and a very special thank you to McCarthy Law. Here's a message from McCarthy Law.
Here at McCarthy Law, we practice in the areas of estate planning, long-term care planning, elder care law, and residential real estate. Our focus is really on providing peace of mind to our clients.
If you're interested in scheduling a consultation with our office, you can feel free to reach out to us at 401-541-5540. You can also reach out via website at www.mccarthylawri.com. You also should check out our social media, both on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for some helpful tips and tricks.
Well, everybody, we are 1 week away from our 6th annual Calling All Veterans Day event. It is happening on Saturday, August 16th. Opening ceremonies are at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss the opening ceremonies. They're going to be mind-blowing. And it is taking place at the CB Museum Memorial Park at 21 Aya Freight Way in North Kingstown. By Rhode Island directions, that's by the Kohl's and Dave's Plaza. There's plenty of parking. It is fully wheelchair, walker, any kind of mobility impairment accessible, as will be the bathrooms that will be available on site. Calling All Veterans Day is an information and resource fair for veterans of all eras, their families, their caregivers, the community, and the professionals who serve them. Right now, and I'm expecting a few more to jump on, we have about 47 different resource providers that are going to be on site. So if you are thinking, I don't know, maybe I want to check and see if I'm eligible for VA benefits, you can check and apply right on site. Maybe you're thinking, I don't know, I might like to go deep sea fishing. Is that a choice? Why, yes, the Vet Center will have information about their deep sea fishing for veterans. If you're thinking, oh, I am caring for a loved one with dementia, the Alzheimer's Association will be there. If you're thinking, maybe the state has unclaimed money that's mine. Yep, unclaimed funds will be there. It's just a small sampling of the information and resources that are going to be on site to help our veterans get connected to what they're eligible for. And maybe you're that veteran who's like, yeah, I already know, I'm not really eligible for anything. Come on down, because there may be an opportunity that you can participate in fun activities, or there are also going to be organizations that are looking for veterans and others to volunteer to work with other veterans. And I know in the military, there's a strong ethos of leave no one behind. And the reality is that we have a lot of our older veterans out in the community who need a little bit of assistance and would prefer to get that assistance from somebody that understands their way of being in the world. And when I say assistance, I'm thinking maybe they need a ride to the doctor. Maybe they need that window air conditioner put in. Maybe it's one of those things that they can't get down to get the weeds out of the flower beds, and they just need somebody for that one-off thing. There are going to be many organizations on site that will be looking for volunteers as well. So if you're thinking, I don't know if I need it for myself, come on down. Now, I mentioned a couple weeks ago that since our last Calling All Veterans Day, in the last year, I've received a significant increase in our veterans calling because they're caregivers for civilian family members. These family members are not eligible for VA benefits, and the veterans are working really hard to take care of that mom with dementia, or maybe it's that dad with Parkinson's, or Nana who's 90 and just in her 90s, and you're struggling to figure that out. In that way, our veterans are just like so very many caregivers around the state. There's going to be resources that can help you in your role as caregiver, whether or not you are a veteran or have never served a day in your life. Come on down to Calling All Veterans Day. It's going to be at the CB Museum Memorial Park. So yes, it's going to be outside and the weather is going to be perfect. So excited. It is at 21 Aya Freight Way in North Kingstown, easy on and off the highway. It's not like all the way down there. No, it's very close. It's right next to the Daves and Coles Plaza. Plenty of parking. Now, this is a very large event and it is spread out. So you don't get that sense of, oh my God, I'm all crunched up. No, it's a lot of space. And because this is a big community event, we really could not do this without the support of our sponsors. So a huge thank you to Atria Senior Living, who really, without their support, I don't know that this year would have been as easy to get it together as it has been. We're truly grateful for Atria's support, as well as Brown University Health. You know, the names have changed, but the services are still available. There's the Office of the Rhode Island State Long-Term Care Ombudsman. And you're saying, I don't even really know what that does. Come on down, say hello. You can learn how they can help you advocate for your loved one in long-term care, or help you find a place that works best for your loved one and how those things work if you have concerns about your loved one's care. Also, Greenwich Farms at Warwick, a lovely place right in Warwick, easy access. It is with their organization's support that we have been able to bring this resource fair for the 6th year in a row out to the community, out to you. We would also like to say a big thank you to a wonderful young woman who reached out because she has a heart for helping people get connected to resources. And she's a high school student. And it's very exciting to see our younger population saying, yeah, I want to help people actually get connected with each other, reduce social isolation and loneliness. So a huge thank you to Janie Palin, who happens to also be the Moses Brown Class of 1948 Award winner. And Janie's going to share more of that information. Janie's going to be the sponsor for our lunchtime snack. Now, again, we are super grateful to be able to be partnering with the CB Museum and Memorial Park. The folks at the CB Museum will have the museum open for tours. I strongly encourage it. Fascinating information in there. I think what they're doing for the community in holding our history and preserving it is truly remarkable and needs support. So if there's something that you can do, maybe you have something from the era of when you served and you'd like to bring it to the museum, bring it. That would be awesome. Of course, our friends at the Rhode Island VFW, where you can get your VA benefits. You can apply for your VA benefits for free. The Rhode Island VFW has really been instrumental in getting the word out about this event, as has the Rhode Island Office of Veteran Services, the Providence VA Medical Center, and the Providence VA benefits. They are rock stars in working out, reaching people for us. We're super grateful to Dave's Market and Cardi's Furniture, as well as Cassie's Cans, TCI Printing, and Frank's Rentals. These organizations are what makes it possible for us to bring you all of these resources to get you connected to the information and resources that already exist. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're trying to get folks connected in a fun way. I wanted to share a short personal story that really was an eye-opener for me, because you all know, you've heard me say it for at least 6 years, that I'm a civilian. I didn't serve. But my siblings are older, and they are of the era of the Vietnam draft. And it was very interesting to have a conversation of what it was like to be that high school kid, knowing that you're graduating and you may be called for draft. And what does that mean? What branch of the military will you go to? And then I think about our Vietnam vets who were drafted and were sent overseas, folks who maybe were not on board with going into the military but didn't have a choice, and then came home and were not treated well, to say the least. Well, I want to extend welcome home. Come on down, because the resources that you looked for back in the 70s and the 80s that you were told no, they didn't exist, they exist now. And if you can come to Calling All Veterans Day, we'll get you connected happily. We will say thank you. And for our men and women who served after 9/11, you served more tours and toured longer than many other eras. And you were also older when you served. And when you came home to aging parents and loved ones who needed care. And you're trying to balance that sense of, okay, I'm not in a war zone anymore. I'm home. And I have a mom who is really struggling with not falling down. And I have to work, and I have to take care of my own health. And how do I balance all these things? Come to Calling All Veterans Day. We understand it. Maybe not as a service member, but we understand the caregiver struggle, and we're here to help you. We're here to support you in the way that you want and provide you information and resources that will empower your loved ones to remain independent for as long as possible. That's what we're here to do. So we have a whole lot of fun stuff going on at Calling All Veterans Day. And when I say opening ceremonies are going to be amazing, they start at 10 o'clock. So if you want to come a little early so that you don't miss a moment of it, I encourage you. At 10 o'clock, our opening ceremonies begin. We will have the color guard presented by the Coventry High School Navy JROTC. We will have the invocation provided by Chaplain Lee Hardgrove, U.S. Army retired. Our national anthem is going to be performed by Tamara Martinez. She is with the U.S. Navy Band Northeast. She's their solo vocalist. Super excited breaking news. Our Pledge of Allegiance and some remarks will be provided by North Kingstown's oldest living veteran, Mr. George Silva, who is a 100-year-old World War II veteran. Super excited to hear what Mr. Silva has to say. We have invited our Washington delegation. We will also have Director Yarn from the Rhode Island Office of Veteran Services speak. David Spears from the CB Museum will give you a little bit of history of where the CBs got started. Very interesting. And what exactly is a CB? What do they do? In the event that you are someone who did not know, because I confess I did not know there for a while. We also have Janie, who will be providing our lunchtime snacks. We will have almost 50 resource providers. By next Saturday, probably will be 50 resource providers. And then at 10 of 1, we do our closing ceremonies. Again, Chaplain Hargrove will provide our benediction and lead us in a moment of silence for those who did not come home. So I encourage you, Saturday, August 16th, so not tomorrow, next week, it's free. Come on down to this amazing event. I guarantee you or your loved one or the community members. There is going to be something for everyone. I look forward to seeing you all next Saturday in person. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you next Friday, friends. Get your tickets. In the meantime, be well and be kind.